Okay, so I'm recording. So welcome guys to our October 12th Fit Family Network team call. It's been an exciting week. Mike and I just got back from leadership and we had another Fit Family coach there. Jenna was there with her hubby Mark. So it was a really great event, and hopefully you guys were following along, with a lot of the new product announcements and things like that. But I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about those things because that's available. Like pretty much everybody has all those sessions posted on YouTube already. So definitely Kendra Fletcher for sure has like every single speaker up there. So make sure you go in and watch those, especially the spouse one. That one was really good. The one by Vito Lafata was really good about confidence. But the topic I wanted to talk to you guys tonight, which I made the post earlier, was about our own team culture. And it wasn't, they did talk about team culture at leadership, but I had lots of hours on plane rides to just like think about stuff and process information and whatever. And I was just kind of thinking about the vision for our team going forward. And we call ourselves the Fit Family Network, which would mean that it's all of us. It's a family. It's a bunch of people collaborating together, not just me and the Star Diamonds or anything like that. So I did warn you earlier that I was going to be asking for your feedback on a couple of things. And it's just going to give you some things to think about, and maybe you can message me privately if you're more comfortable with that. But I have a couple slides, so let me go on to screen share. Sure. Okay, can you guys see? Just do like a thumbs up. Okay. Okay, so what is our vision? We've talked about this before, and like in personal development, they talk about how if you just like take a gun or an arrow or something and you just shoot it off into nowhere, then maybe it'll hit something or maybe it won't. But if you have a vision and direction, then you know exactly what you're aiming for. Then still maybe you're not going to get a bullseye, but at least you know what direction that you're wanting to go. And so as I was thinking about that, I was thinking about our why, and I was thinking about my why personally. And I thought, well, why don't we have like a team why, like a mission statement and vision specifically for Fit Family Network. And this girl that I met there at leadership, we actually got to ride home, or we shared an Uber back to the airport. And she made this comment and she said, oh, that's a pageant why. You need to dig deep into your real why. And I'm like, a pageant why? That's an interesting way to put it. And so like a pageant why would be like, we want to inspire other people to be fit and healthy by setting a good example. So like that's what, the perfect picture answer that you're supposed to say as you walk across stage, and that's just what sounds good. And that goes right along with Beachbody's vision and all of that. So sure, yes, we want to do that. But like if you pull back the layers of the onion and, you really dig deep into our team culture and the personalities that are a part of this team, what is it that we really want to do and accomplish together as a team? Like, we are an elite team, and that's one thing that I really wanted to emphasize to you guys is I'm an elite coach because of you guys. So it's not that I'm an elite coach. We are an elite team. And that's because you guys show up to calls, and that's because you guys hit Success Club, and that's because you guys start challenge groups and bring in people that you're making a difference in their life, and you're being accountable to your own fitness journey. And all of those things, the vital behaviors, that is what makes up an elite team. And so I want you guys to know that you should be taking ownership of that too. So you are each a part of this. You're part of something bigger. And that's why I want to get your guys' opinions and thoughts on to what our team why is, and not just our pageant why. So one thing to kind of get your brain going, like, how do you want our team to be known? If you think of some of the other teams in the network, like Bombshell Dynasty or Platinum Presenters, Fit and Funky, you might have some visual that comes to mind, or you might have some like adjectives that come to mind of what their team represents. Like some teams are a lot more like athletic than others, or some teams are more, like Bombshell Dynasty. I love many of the people on there, but when I think Bombshell Dynasty, I think beautiful blondes, and I think of a bunch of Lindsay Matways. When I think of Platinum Presenters, I think Christine Dwyer, and I think Turbo Kick, and I think Janelle Summers. When I think of Fit and Funky, I think of Insanity and Danielle Tony, and so each of them just, I think, different things about each of various teams. And Mike and I had an appointment with a web design company recently, because I'm going to be doing like a little bit of a facelift on my blog. And the graphic designer asked me a few questions, and she's like, when you have somebody go onto your blog, how do you want them to feel? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I thought that was a weird question. But when I started thinking about it more, and I thought of it like as a physical location. So like if our team, Fit Family Network, was a physical brick and mortar location, like what do you think it would look like? Would it be like a New York skyscraper, or would it be like a cute little island coffee house? Or like, what do you envision the physical vision of Fit Family Network? And like, how would you want people to feel? Like, if you're a part of this organization, and if you're going to bring friends and family to Fit Family Network, how do you want them to feel when they walk in the door? What would be available to them? What, like, friendships, motivation, books, or empowerment? Like, what are the things, tools that would be available to them when you bring them into this cool place? So those are just some things to think about, and those are the things that I've been thinking about as I'm starting to think about ways that I want to expand the vision of our team and grow us into an even bigger team. So I'm going to take it off of screen share. What? I can't find my mouse. Oh, okay. Here we go. Okay. So some of the things I was thinking about as far as like, team vision, but then I also want to set some team-wide goals. And those may be some things that you'll need to think about and let me know, or maybe you just want to blurt them out. But things like, I want to start setting a team-wide Success Club point goal. I think we did that 1 month, and like I had never, it was before the back office had the reporting capability for me to see everyone's points. And so I just made like a random guess of like, hey, let's shoot for 100 points this month. And like, I think our team like blew past that by like week 2. So I don't know why I didn't go back to it, but fail forward. I think that it would be a cool thing to start doing too. So I'll let you know like what the previous, how many points we got the previous month, and then we'll set a new goal for points for the next month. I also want to set team goals for like physical transformations like pounds lost or programs finished. As you know, like being a product of the product is important in this business, one of the vital behaviors. So we should definitely be recognizing and tracking people that are actually having a day 1 and a day 30 and actually finishing a program, because there's definitely power in that. And I can definitely attest to that because I was a previous program hopper, and it's much more effective when you have a start and a finish for sure. So financial goals, I was even thinking about a personal development goal. I don't want to put a number on like, anyone that reads 5 books, because I don't want you to like rush through books just to say that you read them. Because when I set the 52 book goal last year, because Scotty did, that's what I noticed that I was doing. I was like just picking books because they were short, and I was like, oh good, that will be one more I can check off the list. But I really didn't even care about what it was about. I was like, anything that's under 100 pages I'm buying. So I have to think some more on how we can track and set goals for PD. And then goals for like how many elite and premier coaches that our team represents, and how many people are going to be at the New Leader Conference in January. And that seems like something that Beachbody doesn't talk a whole lot about. And so if you don't know what that is, this is a conference that Beachbody does. It's like something that you get before you usually qualify for leadership, and you have to be 2-star diamonds, and you have to have 10 elite points by the end of the year. And then they take you out to Santa Monica where their headquarters is, and you get to like go and you get to like see corporate, and they have a few different speakers. So it's kind of like a mini summit, but it's very small and intimate setting because there's not a whole lot of people that qualify. Or last year was the first year, and we had one coach there, Caitlin Bear. She's in Healthy for Life or Purpose for Life. And so she was there last year, and she said it was an amazing event. So that's definitely something that, if you're in that range where you're getting to star diamond, but you're not quite to 5-star in order to qualify for leadership, that's a great event to shoot for. So that's all I've got. So I want to hear from you guys. And like I said, I warned you early that I was going to be asking. So hopefully you guys won't be shy and you'll tell me some thoughts. Or I have some text here. Let me see. So hours read. Yeah, that could work. Pages read. That could work too.
So I see our team as more of refrigerator people. This is what I refer to my friends. So you come to my house and you're in the formal dining room area. I have makeup on. I'm wearing clothes that don't have stuff spilled all over them. And as I get to know you, you get to move into, our kitchen setting. And then you get to move into our family room. And if you have rights to the family room, it means that you can come into my house, go in the refrigerator yourself, get whatever you want out of it without asking permission. So I see us as very laid back and friendly that way, maybe coffee house kind of thing, but, definitely not so formal. People can be themselves and feel comfortable with themselves. It's kind of the vibe that I get from us, rather than, like the bombshells with the blonde hair and, that kind of thing, which I really am not. So that's kind of how I see how we are, because you're very relaxed. And I think that's how you run your business. And we're part of that, just more down to earth, go with the flow kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, you'll be at Winter Summit this year, so you'll see that it is very much like that. Everyone has refrigerator rights.
Well, food's included.
Yeah, but I love that because Mike and I learned that concept like in one of our marriage small groups. I think when we first got married, they were talking about how you have to make friends, like couple friends, that you have refrigerator rights with. So like you don't have to have a formal invitation to come over. You just know that you can stop by on your way home from work and walk in there and like grab a drink out of the fridge without being a weirdo. So yeah, I love that about our team. Kristen, you just took yourself off mute. That means you can talk.
So that's like with Sarah, like one of the things that I like is that we're so diverse. Like, I mean, I follow Scotty and I follow Lindsay because when I became you, it's like, hey, here's our upline. So I was looking at them, but I don't feel like I relate to Lindsay by any means. She always looks like she's ready to walk down the runway, and I'm like, never have makeup on. You know, she always looks like she's like so perfect in a freaking picture, and it drives me crazy. And I think she's a good leader, and I like looking at her posts and stuff, but I don't relate. And I think Scotty's a great leader, and I love listening to him speak. And I do feel like I relate to him a little bit more than her. But with our group and the people that we have within our group, I think that we have a lot of diversity, but then when I see Nicole, I think of someone who's athletic, and Sarah likes to run, and so she's athletic. But then I look at Jenna Brooke, and I'm always like, oh, she always looks so pretty. She's like my Lindsay of our group. And so we have the diversity there, but then everyone is also like, I don't know, I feel like everyone's so much nicer here. Like I'm in the Dynasty group and I'm in the Bombshell Dynasty group, but even when I've tried to interact with other people, I don't get the connection like I have in our group. And as far as people talking to other people and the way we talk to each other, I tell everyone, I tell people, like, we are a family, and that's why I like that we have Fit Family Network as opposed to having to be a dynasty. Sorry. or I think a Bombshell. I think Victoria's Secret, and
Yeah.
so that's something I like about Fit Family. Is just, to me, it's more homey, more down, a little more attainable.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what about like when you think about, you know, a pageant why versus an actual real meaningful team why? Like what kind of things do you think of?
Hey, Jen.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Amy?
Good. So interestingly, last night I was on a live call with Carmel Daly, and she used the term pageant why as well. So it was just kind of crazy that you brought that up tonight. And she was talking about her personal pageant why versus her real why, and the fact that, you know, we truly really do all want to help people and so forth, but we kind of get stuck in that mentality that that's what we have to say because it's wrong to want to make money, or it's wrong to want to advance your personal business. And the truth at the end of the day is we all have some sort of bills that have to be paid, or a family that has to be supported. And those are very real whys. And it's not greedy or wrong for that to be part of our why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think even for me in the beginning, I felt, I don't think I was ever uncomfortable about the income part of the business because my sponsor also had income goals from the start. And so it seemed very natural to me, and it didn't feel icky And because I wanted things, like a bigger picture, to help my family, I always felt that was fine. So I think that, income, that's a big driver, and that is a huge life change for people. And one word that I kept taking away from leadership was the word transformation. And as I was kind of doing, I tell you guys I do a mind dump where I just write down randomness on paper of everything that's floating around. And that's a word that keeps on coming up. And so I think that's kind of my main part of the vision that I have for our team, because transformation is so many things, from financial, physical, emotional, relationships, marriages, so many things. And financial just is a huge part of it too. And I totally think, there's so many lives in our team that have been changed financially already. Who else?
Well, I just wanted to say that I really love the idea about setting team goals and, working together as a team. And I think continuing to create that team aspect that you've already created, Jen, within the group, and especially with the newer people coming on, working together and creating team points is a really great idea, because it makes you feel like you're part of something bigger and part of something special. And maybe not even saying a SC points goal, but how many lives changed goal, or how many lives helped that month goal. Because for me, thinking about it that way, would really help motivate me as far as okay, I can help one more person, and so that it's not just so much of SC points. But I really like that about moving into the future with it, and I also like that about our team. I think that it's really important to keep being, I think we can make them even more specific, month to month as we go on, to create that even more of that team atmosphere.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. And I know for me, the 1 month that we did set a team-wide SC goal, it was really motivating to contribute to it. Because, I know my personality, I like to contribute, I like to add value. And so it was just more fun. Of course, I have my personal SC goals every month, but then just having a bigger picture and knowing that it's a big team cup, basically. When you have the regular team cup, you set a goal for that. So why haven't we been setting a team goal? Duh. Hey, Rachel Goldberg, I see you unmuted, so now you have to talk.
Did I really unmute myself?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Because I can't see myself. And I didn't want you guys, hold on. I didn't want you guys to see me because I look really bad. Hi.
Hi.
I remember when we used to do the physical transformation ones for when people finish programs. And that was really great. And we've kind of steered away from it. So I like the idea of bringing that part back too. Because that's really important. And I like the part about maybe doing a personal development goal, team goal, because I know I was talking to a couple coaches today and they were saying how did you start and and I always say I never really started with personal development, and now I regret that. And it would be great if incoming coaches, new coaches came on board and automatically saw a team atmosphere where we celebrated and discussed personal development. So I like that because I know recently, and I mentioned it on the last calls, it's helped me tremendously in the last few months. Mm-hmm. But as far as where I see our team, I actually it's funny because I was thinking it the other day. I was thinking Fit and Funky, like I automatically think of like Insanity and stuff. But yeah, we're kind of just like, we're definitely close knit. We're definitely team united, but I can't think of like, and I was thinking of it for my page too. Like, that's funny when you said like on a blog, like your blog lady, like what would people think when they come to jengreenberg.com? I was just thinking that the other day, like what do people think and want to see when they go to runforlife.com? So like, I don't know what our team is. I have to think about it and like get back to you guys. Cause I don't really, I get the whole like we're a refrigerator like close knit, but I don't know what. I see you guys laughing at me.
Oh, Lord.
But I don't know like if you were to click on your website, what the picture would be.
Yeah.
When I think about what's cool about the team that Jen has created is that there are so many differences. You know, like it's not just nurses or
Right.
singers. You know, it's
Right.
a whole
Or runners.
I mean,
Yeah.
obviously that's in every team, but I think it's extremely apparent in this one, and there's a lot of relatability in that. And so what can attract people to our team is that there's somebody from every aspect, you know, that they can relate to, somebody that has a story. I don't know what that picture would be either, but I think that's what I like about this team is like, if I need a pharmacist, we have one. You know?
Right.
Or, you know, someone in finance or
Not to steal her tagline, but you know, like Paula Dean always, her tagline was from our family to yours. And that's kind of what our team is. It's from our family and including you in what we have. So people can identify with that because, yeah, they're all different, but they work together as a family. So I kind of see, and it doesn't really work, but in my head, I kind of see a picture of the Brady Bunch, everybody's pictures across in the screen because it's all of us making one unit of a family, but we're all different.
I always thought it would be neat to have like, and even just for our team page, to have like a photo that has like Fit Family Network, but then has like all of our little like individual like logos. Like I think Jenny's has like music notes from me, you know, being in music, and I've of course got my gymnast. And the Run for Life has the, you know, the runner and, you know, the just different things like that, because a lot of our logos do show a lot of what we are and what we have like personally, and then like, but like having like a big Fit Family Network and then just like kind of like a little collage. And I mean, it may not go anywhere, but I always thought just for like personal inspiration for us that it would be neat to have like the little logos around like a big team family logo, and you can see what different things people are into.
Yeah, that would be cool. We used to do something like that kind of back in the day, and then there like so many sub teams developed that I just couldn't keep up. But when there used to be like 5, I was able to put them all on. So, but anyways, one of the reasons that I brought this topic up was that this is actually a technique that I use when I'm sharing about like the coaching opportunity with people. And some of you may relate to this, but when I signed up as a coach, like, yes, I had some initial goals, but I was also kind of signing up because I wanted the friendship. Like, I wanted the community. And so maybe this makes me sound like weird, but like I wanted the friends. And like Mike was working, he was a police officer, and so he was working crazy hours. And so it was just me. And like, I didn't really go out and hang out with people at night because I'm, you know, married. I'm not like in the bar scene or anything like that. So Oh, Mike is grateful. So, it was like a great outlet for me, and I use that to tell people, like, yeah, you're buying into, like, the challenge pack is great. You'll love Shakeology, you'll love 21 Day Fix or whatever. But the cool part is that you're getting like an entrance into this family, and I tell them about the relationships and especially some of the relationships with some of the coaches that are not even my PS coaches that have now become like, like Thanksgiving attendees, and so that's really huge. And I think that sometimes, depending on your family life that you have at home, sometimes you forget how like lonely some people can be and how much value having positive people in their life would actually make such a huge difference. So I use that a lot to share with people, more so than the business opportunity. I find that people really like the idea of having someone that they can like go to that aren't haters. So then the other thing is I listened to a call recently where one of the current top 10 coaches was talking about how her team has really inspired, or her team uses the fact that they're in the top 10 as like part of the way that they talk about their team. Like, oh, our team is a top 10 team. We have a lot of tools, blah, blah, blah. And it reminded me that, when Scotty was in the top 10 2 years ago, and I did the same thing. I was like, you're signing up with a coach that, we're in Team Dynasty. It's my upline. Scotty's number 4 in the network. And I used that to my advantage. And so that's why when I brought up before that each of you are part of an elite team, not everybody knows what elite means, like in Beachbody land, but enough to know that it's cool and that it's, above average. So, so I want you guys to all know that you are each a part of that and to be sharing that. So next week on Monday, in place of our team call, we're having a coach opportunity call. So make sure that you are inviting to that. And we're going to be introducing some new things, new ways that we're going to be doing coach opportunities and things like that. But for next week, we're just doing the usual coach opportunity. So if you have people that you've been talking to, that would be a great way to invite them to our refrigerator melting pot. But yeah, if you guys think of anything else as far as, maybe things that come to mind about vision or mission statements or team goals or anything like that, I would love for you to post it in the group or just message me. But I would prefer if you posted it so other people can see and get ideas as well. So I have somebody from Fiverr that's working on a new logo. So we're having some things coming around, so I'm excited about it. Oh, hey, do you want to share anything about, did you have any ideas about our team vision or anything that I was talking about?
But
I guess if we ask him, he's probably just going to say something about moonshine.
I'm in.
Wow.
I'm in. Moonshine. I'm listening.
yeah. So what were we talking about? Team culture?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's really important. I think I think one of the things that she brought up at the end is probably the most important thing, is that when you're giving people, when people say, oh, they're buying something on Amazon or they're buying something on eBay or Craigslist or burning it, one of the things that's great to do is explain the culture. Because that challenge pack, the reason why we call it a challenge, it's a challenge. In that challenge pack is so much more than the box that comes from Beachbody. Barbie Decker actually discusses it in her Overcoming Objections video that I tell everyone that I work with to watch. 2013, if not 2012 summit Just search Barbie Decker Overcoming Objections, and she does it with Tommy Migrant. It's probably the best video ever that I have that I share with everyone. But anyways, one of the things that she discusses is that the challenge pack, the $140 to $205, that's actually the small part of what they're getting. The big part, I don't know. I didn't see the PayPal account, but I believe this call was free. Did you charge for this call? So this is free. The board is free. The advice is free. These coaches are free. Think about some of the money that some of these coaches are putting in, like with Chalene Johnson, personal development, and then we've got personal trainers on this board, and the amount. So when they're buying that PIO, they're getting people that have been in the test groups, people that have won the $500, people that are PIO certified instructors. They get all of that at zero extra dollar costs. So when we're explaining exactly what they're buying into, what it is to be a part of the fit family, they cannot get what we're offering on Craigslist. Yes, they can buy the program PIO on Craigslist. However, that's not what I'm offering. I am telling you that you're probably going to get the same results all the way down to Power 90. If you work hard and you do it, you give it to your all, we can go into the on-demand and click the classic section. And if we do it good enough, it'll be boring, but we will get results. However, it'll take longer. But what we have here is we have this network of amazing coaches, people that are on here that are writing notes, that are bettering themselves week after week after week. The amount of knowledge just in this board of 15, 20 people, plus the 100 that's going to watch the replay, they get access to all those guys. We have the Fit Cafe, where we put all of our challengers after they're done. So I really want you to focus on that, and I don't want you to word vomit everything I did like I did, but I want you to think about that as the culture. So when Jennifer is discussing what they're buying, becoming a challenger with Jen Greenberg, PIO is just the physical device. It is the thing that says, this is my commitment. And then with that, they get you. And if you're a brand new coach, they still get your upline, or your upline's upline. If you go into your back office right now, there's a reason why in the very left-hand corner, it tells you not only who your upline is, but it tells you who your diamond upline is, and it tells you who your star diamond upline is. And it gives you their email address and their phone number. It's not by accident. It's done because that Beachbody requires them, and they want to do it too. They want to be there for you. So those guys are there for you. So you may not have ever run a single challenge, but that's what your uplines are for. So I think what we need to do as a team is utilize the uplines. I don't really ever want to hear again about you don't think you're worth it, to get some time from your upline. If your upline makes you feel like they don't have time for you, then you need to talk to us. Not to get them in trouble, but we'll work with you. So you are worth it. They're out of, we've got 10,000 coaches on our team, maybe probably 4,000 that are directly related to, maybe about 6,000 that are directly related to us. Out of those 6,000, maybe 3% work their business. So if you're one of those people that even want to become a referring coach on this team, maybe making between just getting your Shakeology for free, you're worth every bit of time to your upline and us. So changing the dynamics of thinkings of what is Fit Family, understanding that we're going into the holidays, we can help people right now. This is when we can help them. Not thinking we'll start in January. We can start doing that right now. And yes, it is okay to want to make money. There are tons of notable causes out there where you have to make a living. Susan B. Anthony, she Race for the Cure. Those people that are doing that, that is their job. They get a paycheck. We should not feel guilty that these guys are out there and they may be getting a paycheck. You don't need to flaunt, well, I made $10,000 last week in Beachbody. That's not, of course, if you've seen our video on compliance, you have to put a disclaimer anyways. Beachbody represents no income. You got to make sure that you're so anyways, but my point is, though, that it is okay to say I'm here to make money. There's nothing wrong with that as long as your intentions are pure and you want to help people. And your actual drive is, I would do it for free, but Beachbody insists on paying. I believe Tara Carr said that, right? I think it was last year or the year before at Leadership. And it says, I do this for free, but Beachbody insists on paying me. So yes, we do it for the money because we're helping people. We deserve to make money. Pastors make livings at churches. There's nobody that's doing it for free. They have to make a living. They have to support their family. This right here, helping you guys succeed, is what we do for a living. So yes, there's a check attached to it. And I don't feel guilty about that. And I'd never apologize because my desire is to see everyone on here succeed. So, there's no apology. So don't be afraid to say, yes, I make money. It's okay. A lot of people want to know what's in it for you. I just come right out and tell them. People know that I'm salesy, so I tell them what's in it for me right away. That way they don't have to be worried, what's my angle? I have no angle. My card's on the table. I want to help you. Beachbody compensates me this way. I tell people that. I don't go about that all the way, but each person has a different, each person may need a different level of explanation. That's just the way it is. So don't be afraid of that stuff. And I tell you guys, if you take nothing else from that, is go ahead and watch that YouTube video. It's on there, Overcoming Objections. It's broken into 5 parts. I think it's 45 minutes. No, it's not that long. It's like 30 minutes a section, and it's really great. It's absolutely awesome. I'm telling you, it'll revolutionize your business. Cool.
All right, guys. So remember, start inviting for next week's opportunity call, and post any other takeaways that you have from tonight's call. And that's all I got. So thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
Super Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Super Saturday. Who's going? Yay. Good.
And you can invite people to Super Saturday with you, and most places don't charge for you to invite someone to come with you. That's not a coach. So not just inviting for the opportunity call, but invite anyone with you locally that may want to go and do a free live workout that doesn't cost anything.
Yeah. Yes. Thanks for bringing that up. I totally forgot to mention.
Yeah, because they're probably going to most of them are probably going to do hammer and chisel. They're probably going to, all the elite coaches, right, you got a disc, right? Yeah, all the elite coaches got an elite preview disc at the leadership event. So I would assume the majority, unless there's a celebrity trainer coming to yours or something, that they're going to be doing hammer and chisel. I know that's what we're doing, right?
And it's not the one on VOD.
Do you not have to have weights to do the preview workout or anything? Does it not require equipment?
No.
No, they'll do.
It's the one we did live at Leadership.
Oh, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of legs. Don't do legs the day before.
Yeah. If it's the same one, then it has Siggy and Autumn together, which is interesting live.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, guys. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.